Something else I'm really interested in is how cultures form. So we were sort of talking about how an environment can impact a culture, but when I think about it, there's every family has a different culture, every organization has a different culture, countries, how are they all formed so differently? What are some of the triggers or things that lead to that culture being the way that it is?
Yeah, it's a good question. Again, sorry, I'm going to sound like a broken record. Talk to other anthropologists and they'll give you a different explanation. Where I've arrived at is that I absolutely believe that all cultures form out of beliefs.
Okay.
So again, we've almost got to go back to the caveman story. So if you just follow me through, I'll try and keep this succinct if I can do. First of all, you kind of almost have to start with understanding what does it actually mean to be a human being. And in the commercial world, organizations really don't care about that. So they're going, I don't want to know what it means to be a human being. I need you to get this done, right? So I'm not going to think of you as a human being. I'm going to think of you as a machine. I'm going to think of you as a functionality. And because of that, you are immediately replaceable. So how culture forms is when, and this is quite of a crucial kind of understanding in my framework at least, 3 or more people come together. So one person on their own, if you were just sitting in your room as you are now on your own, that's the personality, right? So we could interview Hannah and find out what her beliefs about COVID are. 2 people in the room, so let's say a friend came in, a socially distanced friend who sat at the other end of the couch, and we kind of talked to you both. There's a possibility that you may have beliefs that overlap, you both agree on that, and then you may have some beliefs that you kind of are willing to understand each other's perspectives, but not quite accept it to the extent that the other one does. Yeah. And then you may even have beliefs where you go, well, that's just not true. I just can't accept that. So when you have 2 people in a room, that's a relationship, or a polar, what I call a polar tick, a yes and a no. This is where the word politics come from.
Oh, wow.
It's like liberal or Labour, it's the polar opposites, right? And they're in tick mode. So they're in, all you got to do is say one thing that doesn't fit in their world and they get all upset and go into a kind of frenzied tick movement of the body. Culture forms when the 3rd person turns up.
Okay.
Because the 3rd person then provides almost a meta perspective or a witnessing. So they can watch Hannah talking with Hannah's friend, see that they both have overlapping ideas, but also have a couple of ideas that are radically opposed to each other, but then make the comment that actually you two in your discussion are more in agreement than you are at odds. Would you be willing to park the politics and concentrate on the bit just while we come together here that you have in common? Because that will probably be enough to get the job done. And we don't have to worry about the fact that Hannah votes for that political party and Janet, her friend, votes for this one, or Hannah's a U2 fan and the other person is a Ariana Grande fan. Maybe those kind of aren't relevant for what we're here for, which is a knitting circle.